remember being a baby. You don't recall the most dramatic 2 years of your life right now. You learned to walk, you said your first word, you sobbed about 9,000 times, and you somehow worked out that the floor is not food. And you remember none of it. Your mind erased the whole thing, purposefully. Today I'm going to tell you why. Wait for it. If I asked you to prove you ever were a baby, you couldn't. Not much. You do have some pictures, maybe an embarrassing video your mom won't delete, but you don't have any real recall of being that little human. Your existence might have begun somewhere around the age of 3 or 4 for your brain, with some random hazy footage, a birthday cake, a puppy, a scraped knee, and everything before that is just gone. Black screen. Your life is lacking the opening credit. Scientists even have a term for it. This is known as childhood amnesia, which sounds a lot more intense than it is, as if your baby self were smacked over the head in a soap opera. But it's genuine, and practically every single human on the earth has it. So what is going on up there? Okay, so to get this, you need to meet a small region of your brain called the hippocampus. Cute name, but doesn't look like a hippo at all. Don't get excited. Hippocampus is basically the memory secretary of your brain. The whole point is to take an event, say your first time having ice cream, and file it away appropriately so you can bring it out later. Without the hippocampus, things happen to you, but they're not saved. It's like capturing a picture on a phone with no memory. The image is on screen for a second, and then it's gone. And that's the problem. Your hippocampus is kind of underbuilding when you are a baby. The little memory secretary hasn't even come to work yet. There's the desk, there's the office, but no one's filing anything. And all of these big, essential things are occurring to you. Learning to walk, learning words, figuring out that the cat does not like being held so hard, and none of it is being preserved to long-term memory. But this is when it gets strange. Scientists used to believe for a long time that newborn brains could never form memories at all. As it turns out, it's not true, and that twist really fucks with folks. Babies do have memory, that's for sure. All the time you were learning, your infant brain, you had to. That's what being a baby was for. You were drinking in words, faces, danger, the layout of your house, everything. They were creating the memories. It's not like the camera was broken. The problem was there was no filing system to sort the footage. Imagine shooting 1,000 videos but never tagging one, never organizing them into folders, just dropping them all into one jumbled pile. Later, when you go searching, you can't find a damn thing. Technically, it's all there. You just don't have any method of accessing it. The recollections were there. The retrieval system to dig them back out didn't. So your newborn brain wasn't a bad hard drive. It was a hard drive that had no search feature. It's honestly kind of poetic. Now this brings up a great topic, and I truly want you to think about this one. What is the earliest recollection you have? The first true moment, like the oldest clip in the library of your brain. For most of us, it's something random and oddly specific. A smell, a room, a time that doesn't really matter. Drop yours in the comments. I am really kind of curious how far back the oldest one goes, because I promise some of y'all are going to read each other's and be like, wait, you remember being 2? Okay, so now we know how your brain forgets your newborn years. But the better question is, why? Because evolution doesn't tend to remove things for no reason. Nature is inexpensive. It doesn't waste effort. And if your brain is going through all that trouble to forget your earliest years, there's undoubtedly a reason. And there is. Just think what a baby brain is really accomplishing. It's developing at a crazy speed, making millions of new connections, continually rewiring itself. It's not save the memories mode, it's build the machine mode. Holding on to every single experience would be like trying to write the user manual for a car while still welding the structure together. It just doesn't make any sense. Your brain made a wise deal. Instead of using energy to store memories you would never be able to use anyway, it put everything into learning the abilities that really keep you alive. Strolling, speaking, knowing the individuals who feed you. Those skills stuck. The personal memories of learning them were chucked out. And seriously, In a way, that's beautiful. You didn't fail when you were a baby. It forgot because it was so busy making you. If you're enjoying this as much as I am, do me a tiny favor and hit the like button. It really helps more curious folks come into this stuff. 1 second, and then we go. Because that's what I actually get. You may not consciously remember any of that, but those infant years are still in you. They shaped how you deal with stress, how you relate to people, what makes you feel safe. You can't remember the events, but the moments are still controlling the show in the background. It's like your personality is based on something you're not permitted to view. The blueprints were shredded, but the home is still built on them. So no, you will never recall your first steps, or your first word, or the first time someone made you giggle. That whole first chapter of your life is in a vault you can't even get into. But maybe that's the bargain nature struck with all of us. You don't get to keep the memories, you just get to keep who they made you into. Your brain spent your first 1,000 days developing a person. Then it gently tossed away the instructions so the individual could go live. It makes you wonder what else is out there that you will never get to see. If that simply got your head light up a little, well, there's a whole lot more where that came from. Come hang out on the channel and dig into a few more. Your curiosity will reward you for it.